Right, let's start today's session. Last lecture of Python, we were discuss basic introduction, like what subjects I'm going to cover in Python full stack web development and the course duration. All the basic information I discussed in the last lecture. Like to become a Python full stack developer, you must and should learn Python first subject. It's a programming language which is used to write coding part for the application development. And then second subject is Django framework. So Django is a framework which is used to develop web applications. The application which will provide the services over the web is called web application. And Django is a Python-based web development framework. And it's completely written in Python language. That's what to start learn Django, compulsory Python is required. Without having Python knowledge, you can't go with Django framework. Next, REST API. This is another framework we must learn. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. API means Application Programming Interface. So REST API is also a Python-based framework which is used to develop the APIs for our web applications. API is a software tool which enable the web application to communicate with other applications. And without API, in real time, application to application, no communication is possible. So that's what we learned REST API after Django. And REST API is required Django as well as Python. Means prerequisite subjects for REST API is Python and Django. Next, Flask is another framework which is used to develop the single page web applications. And it's a micro framework which is used to develop small scale applications in Flask. So Flask is required only Python subject as a prerequisite. And Flask framework, REST API framework, Django framework with Python language. These are all under comes into backend development process. But in the front end, UI basics, means UI technologies we are going to learn like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap. Okay. So this is only we discussed in the last lecture. And as I mentioned in this course, we will also cover AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini AI, Perplexity, Claude, and also key libraries I'm going to cover, especially these are data science or data analysis libraries, which we will be covered. Key libraries. So NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. Okay, fine. So who are new to this session? I strongly recommend to watch my first video, which I have conducted in the last lecture. And even our team will send the first demo video link, okay, along with course content link by end of this demo session. Okay, fine. So today we'll start complete Python introduction because as I said, first 50 to 60 working days, we will focus on Python. After completion of learning Python only, we have to start with frameworks sessions like Django, REST API, other things. Okay. So let's begin with Python introduction. So Python is a programming language which is used to write coding part for the application development. See, sir, in entire full stack development process, wherever you write the logic, that logic should be in Python only. Okay. So Python will play the major role in full stack development process. So what type of language it is also important, right? So Python is a programming language, I'm saying, but what type of language it is, you must and should aware. So I'm saying that Python is a general purpose programming language. What is the meaning of general purpose here? General purpose means using Python, we can develop any type of applications like web applications, database applications, network-based applications, gaming applications, okay, and business applications, and many more. The language which can be used to develop any type of application, that language is called as general purpose language. Python was not designed for specific kind of application development. That means not only particular kind of application development. Python is designed for completely general purpose, general application development. Next, Python is a high level programming language. High level it is. See, what is meaning of high level means if your programming language is high level, that means all the low level activities will take care internally. See, low level activities means what? Whenever we write Python program, when the moment we start run the program, but behind the scenes, so many activities required to show the output finally. Like your code is required some memory allocation. Whenever your code is going to execute complete, then memory deallocation and security precautions. Okay. Code access security. These are all internal activities. For all the internal activities, Python will take care all the internal activities or low level activities. So as a programmer, you need not to write any logic for maintaining the low level activities just because of it is high level language. Any high level language, if we consider that all low level activities will taken care by that language only. So I'm saying Python is a high level programming language. As a programmer, you need not to worry about low level activities. Okay. Yes. Next, Python is interpreted programming language. Yes. See, sir, generally we have already compiler based languages are there. Compiler based languages. What are the compiler based languages? C, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET. These are all compiler based languages. Interpreted based languages. I'm saying that Python is an interpreted based language. Interpreted based means, let me tell you that. See, compiler based means, for suppose if you write a few lines of logic, like 20 lines of code have written in C language, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET. When we start run this 20 lines of program, whole program at a time will check and execute. Whole program means no matter how many lines you have written in the program, the moment when we start run, total program will check and execute. After checking total program, any compilation errors are there, like 2 errors, 3 errors, n number of errors, it will display. We notice always in C language, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET, we will see in the error window n number of errors, like 2, 3 number of errors, if errors are there. If no errors, then your code will start run. That's it. But when it comes to Python, we are talking about Python. I'm saying Python is not a compiler based language. What based? Interpreted based. Same 20 lines of logic code. If I write in Python standard and code whenever we start execution, line by line code will check and execute. That means first line it will check. If it is okay, then control goes to next line. Again, that okay, again control goes to next line. Line by line code will check and execute. For suppose in Python, even though if you write 20 lines of logic, in the first line, if there is a problem, immediately Python interpreter will start the execution. So this is line by line execution is happening. Okay. So interpreter means in Python language, how many lines of code you have written, code will execute line by line. Just because of line by line code execution is happening in Python, when compared to other programming languages, Python execution speed is little bit slow. But it's not a drawback. When comparatively, these are all compiler based languages. When compared to them, Python is little bit slow because it has to be performed line by line actions only. But I'm saying that as a fresher or if you are beginner of Python, it will be advantage for you because easily we can trace the process how the program is executing line by line. And moreover, you will never see multiple number of errors in Python. Meaning is, if I have 20 lines of code, first line is okay, it will execute. Second line is okay, it execute. Only third line, there is a problem. Instantly, it will deliver the third line error only. You will always see in the error window in Python only one error at once. So this is programmer convenient because programmer can focus on that error only. How to solve, they can think that. But when it comes to other languages, number of errors will display at a time. You don't know which error need to be handled first. So that is also a problem. And if it is interpreted language like line by line code, execute and check, and debugging and tracing Python program will become easy. So as a programmer, you will have more clarity how the process is going to take place. Each line execution separately is going to happen, right? So this is interpreted language. So next, another important feature is there in Python, that is dynamically typed programming language. Python is a dynamically typed language. What is the meaning of dynamically typed? You will understand now. These are all these existing languages like C language, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET are statically typed languages, not dynamically. Let's see. What is meaning of statically typed and dynamically typed? We'll see. Statically typed language. But I'm saying Python is a dynamically typed. Dynamically typed. See, sir, simple. In C language, C++, Java, .NET, if the programmer wants to declare any variable, the syntax is common syntax like data type, variable name equals to value semicolon, right? For example, data type is integer, variable name a, value is 100. That's it. This syntax is very quite common in any language, sir. Not only in C, C++, Java, .NET, anywhere it is common. Integer, variable name equal to value 100. But remember, in these languages, programmer must and should have the clarity on data types. If they don't have clarity on data types, in case if he's giving wrong data type, this will give error because it's not string, it's a number. Number means you must and should decide what data type, integer only. If your value is float 10.0, you have to decide what data type, float only. So ultimately what I mean to say, in other languages, programmer priorly have the information related to data types. Means he should have the clarity on data types. Which value is there on that based upon the value data type has to be declared. If programmer declaring wrong data type, it leads to error. That is the problem. But in Python, we don't have such problem. The reason is what? Python is dynamically typed. Let me give clarity what is meaning of statically typed and dynamically typed. Very simple, sir. Statically typed means during the program writing time. During the program writing time. While writing, that is called statically. Dynamically typed means during the program execution time. Means running. While running, that is called dynamically. So just because of C language, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET are statically typed. Statically typed means during the program writing time only, programmer has to decide the data type of the variable and that to correct data type he has to mention. But it is Python is dynamically typed language. So just because of it is dynamically typed language, while writing the Python language code, programmer need not to declare any data type. Simply he is going to mention variable name and equal to value. Example here, variable name a equals to value is 100. That's it. This is as simple as that. So did I mention any data type of the variable a here, like integer or float or something? No, not required. The reason is Python is a dynamically typed language. Dynamically typed means no need to mention any data type. During the program execution time, based upon the value, automatically Python will decide data type of your variable only. Okay. Just for showing the example, Let me open one default editor that is called IDLE. See, sir, this is the IDLE integrated development learning environment. This editor is a default editor. Don't worry. Just for time being, I'm opening this editor. In tomorrow's session, I'll discuss clearly how to download Python software, what editors are there, complete setup. I'll show you clear. Now, once the moment I open IDLE software, you will have the editor tool and just I'm checking a value 10. This is valid. And a, press enter. We got the output. This is Python syntax. Did I mention any data type of a like integer? No. Because in Python, just because of it is dynamically typed language, based upon the value, data type will decide for its variable. Just for curiosity purpose, do you want to know which data type is assigned for your variable? Then you will come to know by using what function? Type function. When I press type of a, Python decides what type? Integer type for your variable a because of value is 10 only. For suppose here a equals to 12.3 a and type of a means what type decided Python for your variable a? Float type now. You are not deciding or you are not declaring integer, float or boolean or something like this. So this is advantage because programmer need not to think much more about data types in the initial stage. Only programmer focus what value he wants to assign on which variable. That's it. Simply Python only will decide data type dynamically at running time. In case if I'm giving a equal to 10, it gives syntax error. It will not allow. Just because Python is a dynamically typed language, but you are mentioning still from your side integer type, it's not correct. Syntax error. But this syntax is correct in other languages. Because in other languages, programmer must and should decide the data type compulsory. So this is the advantage and user-friendly programming language because as a programmer, no need to think much more about data types in Python because which data type is required to assign for your variable not. Based upon the value, data type will decide it. This is what dynamically typed language. But other languages are what statically typed. Means while writing Python program only, in these languages, programmer must and should have the clarity what data types he has to mention that type. Next, Python is case sensitive programming language. Yes, it's a case sensitive programming language. See, sir, case sensitive means cases are very important. For example, here I am giving, let me open ideally back. I am declaring my variable name is A equals to 10. I can access with A, it's working. But if I try to access with capital A, will it work? No. Because you defined small a, but you are asking to access the value like 10 with capital A. So immediately we are getting name error. The name capital A is not defined. So did you mean small a? Yes, that is small a only. It's possible. So ultimately what I'm saying, whatever the names you are providing, like lowercase or uppercase, either it is variable name or class name or function name, any names, all names are case sensitive only. Cases are very particular in Python. If you use lowercase names, compulsory have to access lowercase names only. If you use uppercase names, compulsory have to access with uppercase names only. So otherwise you will get case error. Okay, case sensitive. So what is Python? What type of language means? Python is a general purpose, high level, interpreted, dynamically typed and case sensitive programming language. Okay. Next, why Python became a popular language? See, sir, Python became a popular language just because of Python will provide huge standard libraries. Huge standard libraries. Yes, just because of this reason only, Python became a popular language nowadays. But what is library? See, sir, the moment when we download Python software and install into our machine, there will be plenty of libraries will be there. Each library contains built-in implementation. Library means built-in implementation. Already implementation done, they are giving us to use directly libraries. By using these libraries, we can fulfill our application development requirements. Imagine that if Python do not offer any standard libraries, then Python will not become a popular language, obviously, because everything we have to write from scratch. It will take a lot of time. Just because Python offer huge standard libraries, people are moving around with Python because they'll save a lot of time. Instead of development from scratch, already they have developed some standard libraries with respect of different applications. And directly that programmers utilize these libraries and making their application development is faster, right? And development cost also will be reduced because already predefined libraries are there. We will save a lot of time. Obviously, development cost will be reduced only. Within the quick span of time, application development is possible. So that's what Python became a popular language just because it provides or it offers huge standard libraries to the developers. But remember, this standard library is not only in one application context. No. Suppose I said already Python is a general purpose language. Python through we can develop web application. If I need web application libraries, I can access that. And Python is for data science. If you are a data science programmer, Python also offer data science libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. These are all data science libraries. And if you are the network programmer, and Python offer network libraries. No matter what programmer you are, that programming related libraries are there in Python language. That's what Python became a popular language. Okay. So whatever Python offer the libraries which do not offer other languages like C++, Java. And C Sharp.NET Java also popular languages ultimately, no doubt at all. But into their context that are famous. But in general context, Python is famous because Python offer huge standard libraries in any context of applications. Next, you have to know the little bit history of Python. Python was designed and developed. Python was designed and developed by Guido van Rossum. He is the man who invented Python in the year of 1989. The first version of Python released into the market the year of in the year of 1991. Python was designed and developed by Guido van Rossum in the year of 1989. The first version of Python released in the year of 1991. Okay. The name Python inspired by the name Python inspired by a TV show. The TV show name is called the Monty Python Circus Show, which was broadcasted in BBC channel. The author Guido van Rossum, he is the fan of the TV show Monty Python Circus Show. When he started working of his programming language script, there was a popular TV show which was broadcasted in BBC. So the author inspired the name Python by TV show only. He has given working title of his programming language called Python. Okay. So that's what we are calling this language is Python only. This is the small history. Then what are the versions of Python, sir? There are plenty of versions. I'll tell you that. But major version I'm writing here. As I mentioned, the first version of Python released in the year of 1991. The version number is 0.9.0. Later, they released 1.x, 2.x, 3.x like this. X means there are several numbers are there. That is not really required, but I'll show in the official website. So 0.9.0 is the first version of Python in the initial days. Later, they released one version, second version, third version. Right now, we are in third version. In third version also, there are plenty of subversions on there. So overall, do you want to know about versions more details? I strongly recommend to visit official website that is called python.org. So www.python.org. If we look at this website officially, then you will come to know what a complete version history is. And even though the author of Python is Guido van Rossum, later complete Python is maintained by PSF community. PSF is a total community of group of people. They are maintaining right now Python. PSF stands for Python Software Foundation. Yes. This PSF community people only maintaining Python right now. And then PSF Python Software Foundation people have literally stopped the support for 0 version as well as 1 version. That's what we will not notice 0 version, 1 version, which is present in the official website python.org in the version list. They were recommend only to use 2 above version. That's what we will see 2 point something, 3 point something like this. And these are the initial versions, but they are not giving support. They Python Software Foundation people completely stop the support for 0 version as well as 1 version. That's what we are not getting. Okay. Now let's go to here, official website. Now we can see www.python.org. Press enter. Now we can see, click on download option. This is the official website of Python. Now click on downloads. Once you click on downloads, you can see download 3.13.7. This is the latest version of Python. And moreover, Python is completely cross-platform. Cross-platform in the sense which can run on different operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Unix, Android, and other. And Python is completely free and open source. Anybody can visit official website and download it and use it. And source code is also available in the official documentation. You can able to get this beginner guide, developers guide like this. And free and open source. And it is cross-platform. Cross-platform means platform independent style. Once you download Python software, you can install on any software, any operating system, it works well. And what are the versions history means? Look at this. Come down and these are the version history. Latest one is Python 3.13.7, which was released August 14, 2025. Last month only, it was last 2 months, okay? 3.13.6, August 6, like this. Every month or a few days after, you will notice new version. But here in this list, you will find many versions, subversions. 3.12, 11, 109. And you can come down here, lot of subversions are there with minor changes. But you will not notice in this version list 1 or 0. Because I said already PSF stops support for 0 version as well as 1 version. They were recommended to use 2 and above version. We can able to download it. Do you want to install Python software for the first time? You just feel free to visit this official website. Go to the download section and click on download Python 3.13.7. Quickly, within fraction of seconds, you will get Python 3.13.7 executable file. Okay, fine. Let's close it. But before going to install Python software, okay, in your system or machine, do you want to check whether Python already exists or not? Yes, we can check, sir. That is easy to check. Let me show you the command. To check whether Python exists or not. To check whether Python exists or not, simply go to command prompt and then type Python space hyphen version. This is the simple command I recommend. This command is helpful to you to check the Python version or else whether Python exists or not. Already you have Python software, then you will come to know which version of the Python software is there. If you don't have also, you will come to know that. Okay, fine. Let me check in my mission what version of Python is there if it is having. If not also, you will come to know Python do not exist like this. So let's go to command prompt by going to search, type command, and you will see command prompt opening. Once I open command prompt, here I'm simply passing the command Python space hyphen version. Once the moment I press enter button, you will notice that. So recently for last batch, I have download this version only, latest and stable version, like 3.1, 3.7 only. I have here like this. But in your case, when the moment you type Python space hyphen version, what will happen, in case you don't have Python software, immediately you will see the message like Python was not recognized or Python is not available. So simply like this. But just because to show the installation process to you, let me uninstall Python software from my computer right now immediately. So I'm showing the installation process now. See, sir, no matter what editor through you are going to write the programs. Tomorrow I'll launch complete editors like IDL is there. Even you can write code in Notepad editor like plain text editor and PyCharm editor and VS Code editor. So multiple editors I'll show you. I will also disclose which editor through I'm going to explain all my Python core and advanced lecture also will discuss. But today we'll see simply how to download Python software we have seen. Now next procedure I'm showing how to install it. You must and should complete this first step. Later we will go through editor launching. So this without this step, you can't launch any editors because if you don't install Python software, you will not get Python interpreter. If you don't get Python interpreter, you will not run Python code. So interpreter is mandatory. So already I have a Python software with me. So let me uninstall immediately from my computer just because to show the installation process to you step by step. Okay, it's very simple, but anyway, I'll show you. So you know that let's go to control panel to uninstall any software from computer. You have to visit control panel and there is a uninstall programs option is there. Click on it. And currently all the software applications which are there in your computer, it will show. And there I have to go to Python software 3.1, 3.7. Now right click uninstall simply. Just a moment, it will be uninstalled. After that, I'll show you how to install. Right, almost done. It's uninstalled and Python launcher also. Let me uninstall. Right. So in my computer right now, there is no Python software exist because I just uninstalled. Do you want me to check? Simply go to command prompt back. Let me show you whether Python exists or not. Now same command I am passing Python space hyphen version. See the system cannot find the path like python.exe because there is no Python software exist in my computer. Just now I have uninstalled. So let me install. Already I have downloaded just now by visiting official website. I have downloaded Python software completely and let me install it. How to install it? Simply go to the download sections from your computer. There you can notice Python 3.1, 3.7. Double click on it simply. And just a moment. Once you double click on this Python 3.1, 3.7, there is two options are showing, install now as well as customize install. I recommend to click on install now. But before install now, don't forget to activate these two checkboxes, sir. These are very important. Okay. So these two checkboxes are important. These two checkboxes, why means use admin privileges when installing py.exe, add python.exe to path. Means if you activate these checkboxes, environment variables or path settings will be configured with operating system. If you don't activate, even though if you install Python software, path settings will not happen through operating system. You cannot run your program. So that's the reason I am asking you before hitting install now, make sure that you have to activate these two checkboxes and click on install now. And do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes, means you can say that. Yes. Now installing. This is simple and the lightweight software, and you need not to maintain any additional requirements in your computer. Any basic laptop, if you are using, that works fine. No software and additional hardware configurations required to install Python software because it's a lightweight software. I am asking you, this step you must finish for all. And later we can able to launch editor tools. No matter what editor you are using, like uh, Python ideally, or PyCharm editor, or Visual Studio Code, or Notepad, and even some Python programmers, they use Jupyter, Spider, Atom, Anaconda distribution, like lot of editors are there, especially Jupyter, Spider, Atom, Anaconda. I strongly recommend for those who are looking for data science or data analysis. Now look at here, setup was successfully done. Let me close it and close it. And let me check again Python available or not. So how to check? Go to command prompt. Simply type Python space hyphen version. See, we got version back again. Just now, after uninstall, we have checked the version, we are getting error. But now you can see Python 3.1, 3.7 is existed. And for the first time, when we download Python software and install, there will be a default editor will be available, sir. Default editor, ideally. Yes, you will get automatically one editor like default editor, ideally. Ideally stands for integrated development learning environment. Integrated development learning environment. This is ideal. So when we go to search and type ideally, there you can see ideally of Python. This is the default editor. When we install Python software for the first time, you will get ideally software only. Do you want to continue with this editor? You can continue. Okay. So, and also apart from ideally, there are several options are there. As I mentioned, PyCharm is there, VS Code is there, other editors. Tomorrow I'll launch all the editors. See, Python syntaxes are very simple and straightforward, sir, when compared to other languages. Normally, if we take other languages to add two numbers, there are so many lines of code is required. But in Python, simply A equal to 10, B equal to 20, and C equal to A plus B expression and C. We are getting the output clearly. As simple as that, we can write the logic. Even not required. A equal to 23, B equal to 34, A plus B also you can write it. Even without variables also 34 plus 78 also you can write it. So Python syntaxes are very simple and straightforward in style when compared to other languages. But same program just for adding two numbers, do you want to write in C language, C++, Java, C#.NET? You should write at least minimum 7 to 8 lines of code because class name, main method, open bracket, close bracket, variables, declaration int ABC, a value 10, b20, c equal to a plus b print, c like that. Python syntaxes are very simple and straightforward in style. So this is all about today's session demo lecture we completed. As I mentioned, you can feel free to attend total 4 demo lectures. Yesterday one, it was complete. Today second one, still you have option to attend tomorrow demo and after tomorrow demo. Once 2 more demos completed, you can decide whether you are looking really to learn Python from our side. Okay. And tomorrow is the important session for all because I'm going to launch tomorrow session how many possible ways to write Python logic. Like tomorrow, I'm going to cover this is different ways to write Python code and execute. There are several options are there. You'll understand all the options in tomorrow's session. First one is using interactive mode. Second one is using script mode. Third one using ideally. Okay. Fourth one using PyCharm editor. PyCharm is the popular editor for Python beginners. And fourth one is using Visual Studio Editor, VS Code, using VS Code like this. These are all options I'll discuss in tomorrow's session. So once we cover all these 5 options, finally we will go through PyCharm editor completely. Because all my lectures are going to be happening, especially core and advanced Python with PyCharm editor. Once we start development of Django, REST API, Flask frameworks, at that time I will cover Visual Studio Code so that you will have the multiple editor knowledge. So it is easy to manage the code in real. Okay. So that's all from my side today. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me. Don't miss the tomorrow session because tomorrow we will launch all the editor setup and so that you will understand which editor, how to use it and how to write the logic in detail. Okay. So that's all for today. Have a nice time. Thanks for attending this session. You can feel free to attend 2 more demo lectures tomorrow as well as day after tomorrow. Okay. Right.